like the Atlantic and I'm going down like the Titanic.
I can't believe
Like the
this is my
Atlantic
life,
and I'm going down
and it is
like
kinda
the
crazy.
Titanic. It's blue like the Atlantic and I'm going down like the Titanic. It's blue like the Atlantic and I'm going.
All right, fuck it. Welcome back. This is actually an amazing ass idea. See, I've I've let's see. Oh, I have a few things to discuss first. First, I would like to discuss this. This comment right here. It gets a heart because this is a brilliant comment. There's also another brilliant comment. And it is, I would have to say, this. This comes from Antony Joe's fuck. We both don't care. Hentai Overlord. And if you have no idea about, well, not that. Not that one. I thought it was the right one. It's not. Okay, Hentai Overlord. My friend, not everything is My Hero Academia. This is two absolute masterpieces. Masterpiece anime combined JoJo and That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Think about it. If you introduced other anime than My Hero Academia, then more people are going to like it and your channel will grow. The reason why I'm doing this what if that I'm doing right now, today, is not because I want my channel to grow. I do want my channel to grow, enough to where I can do a gaming channel. I can make a second channel dedicated to just gaming. Yes, but that's not the point. That is not the effing point. The point is, I'm going to do a what if so perverted that the ones who do watch this aren't going to watch it. And you can recommend it to whoever you want. Oh, and then that's the second problem. Okay, so apparently, 32% of you are subscribed and 67% of you are not. What do you think? I run a charity? No, I don't. Oh wait, this is lifetime. 31%. Oh wait, no, this is watch time. That's still messed up. So we're gonna have to get those polls up. But without further ado, you can kiss my hiney because this is what if Meliodas was in High School DxD. Now, this is unscripted, pure, raw, off the dome material. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple changes. One, the way that it's well, you know what? Fuck it. I will explain it all into the what if. Let's get into this. So, our story begins around the time that Ria's Grimory recruited Issei to be in her, her family, like her family. I use quotation marks, but we all know they fucking. But they're not going to. Never gets the chance. Because around this time, a certain demon is called back to hell. Not by his brothers, not by the Demon King himself. No, by God. God summons this demon back to hell. This demon's name is Meliodas, the demon sin of wrath, or the commandment of love, whichever one you prefer. Now, while Meliodas goes to hell, he gets word that, there are branches of hell that cross over into a different version of reality, or a different time, as you would call it. And he's interested about this. And he gets a mission from God to bring down these versions of, hell and these so-called families. And God explains to Meliodas that these families, it's not, I should explain this. It's not the god that you guys are thinking of, like the goddess, race in excuse me. It's not the goddess race in Seven Deadly Sins. No, this is God, like the absolute one above, the creator of all, that God. So Meliodas has no way to rebel yet. I will key you in on that later. Now, God tells Meliodas that he will keep all of his memories, all of his everything, if he just does this. No rebuttal, no rebel. And God will also grant him a single wish. Now, Meliodas, being two things that we all know: loyal to his people, his friends, his family, and his lover, and also being an absolute goat, looks God dead in the face and says, I want the seven deadly sins to cross over with me. And just then, God says, what do you think you've done? You've unleashed hell upon this world. You know that, right? If I allow this, do you really think that they'll obey what I say? That's when Meliodas smiles and says, that's the point. We're not supposed to. We're not your little pawns. We're the seven deadly sins. And immediately Meliodas jumps down the dark hole that was presented before him. God has no choice but to, respect his wish. He can't tamper with the seven deadly. He can't do none of that. The only one of the seven deadly, the only one who doesn't go, the only ones who don't go, Elizabeth and Hawk. They have no real contribution to it at all. But when Meliodas gets there, he finds that he still has his same body. A tall looking man, next to Meliodas. Well, not man, I would say. A tall looking teen next to Meliodas states, "Hey, Captain, what the hell did you get us into this time?" Meliodas then laughs and then immediately throws a punch that sends shockwaves throughout the area. And the tall looking man or boy blocks it. And he says, "Oh, Captain, still as stronghold as ever." Meliodas then replies, "Bond, you guys made it." And then you are presented with the seven deadly sins. Now, long story short, the seven deadly sins catch up with each other. They start to talk about what's been going on and all this. And Meliodas, this was around the time where Meliodas didn't reveal his demon origin. But, I'm still going to give him the same power increase. And I'm also going to give him, no, I don't need to give him anything. The same, like, the end anime power. Everybody has their end anime powers. It's just, like, the end of the anime. But don't worry about that. Meliodas has a divine treasure. Like Issei's Red Dragon Emperor. Yeah. But Meliodas is his sword. It's like changed shape. It's in the form of a kendo sword. So Meliodas doesn't really care. He explains to his crew what's going on and the mission that they've been, that he's been assigned. And everyone then states, well, I'm down. New world, right? Merlin is the only one who thinks this through and states, well, we don't know if there are other people like us in this world, do we? So maybe we should scout first. But cheerful the whole crew. Oh, and Diane is like normal size. Everyone is teenager age. I know I'm doing a lot of explaining. I'm just setting up the plot for this. Don't worry. They notice that they're in a schoolyard of sorts. And they think, oh, well, this must be the new world, right? And the first person Meliodas sees is a brown-haired boy. He looks as though, he's on the verge of death. Oh wait, no, they didn't land near the schoolyard. No, they landed on a highway. Well, not a highway, more like a bridge. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do this. They land on a bridge, and they see the actions that take place during this time. They see a woman in like a fallen angel. That they know this is a fallen angel. They see a fallen angel hurt an innocent boy, and this, snaps in Meliodas' mind because he immediately thinks the goddess race. So when she goes to finish off the kid, Meliodas just immediately says, "Full counter," and she feels the attack that she just launched at the young boy who was on the ground bleeding out, and she feels this, and she feels it reflect back to her. Meliodas is just like, I see, the goddess race never changed, huh? Now, everyone already technically knew that Meliodas was a demon. They just didn't know that he was the son of the fucking Demon King. Let's get this correct. But, the guy on the ground, he begins to faint. And that's when Meliodas scoffs and says, "You're lucky. You're lucky this guy down here is finna die, or I would have handled you." He says his eyes go pure black. He then grabs the boy and then returns to his team. The girl knows not to make a move. She knows what she just felt. If she moves, she knows one thing and one thing only. She'll die. Bond then looks and laughs at the girl as she, he sees her shaking and whatnot. Now, Meliodas immediately walks over to who is it? Oh yeah, he's there as well. Just to let you know, he is there as well. Escanor, just teenage Escanor. Yes, everybody's there. That's how I'm doing this. But don't worry about it. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about this all off my head. Now, he immediately walks over to King and tells King, "Hey, I need you to heal this kid. He needs to tell us what he knows." And King obliges and says, "Captain, I'm too lazy for this type of stuff. Everyone remains the same." Yep. And that's a key characteristic of their personality. And, the next day, the kid awakens. And he thinks, wow, what a crazy dream. And he awakes to feel, feel his hand on a pair of breasts. And then he hears a soft moan. And he immediately starts to freak out. But instead of who you'd expect, it's not her. He lifts the cover up to see a brown-haired girl with pigtails in his bed. And she's also wearing a school uniform, it seems. Oh, yeah. Meliodas then gets up and says, "I see you're awake." He then looks at Diane in the kid's bed and says, "I see you're a man of culture as well." As he looks and sees his hand on her breast, the kid immediately pulls off and says, "Who are you guys? I thought there were 7 of you." Well, that's at least what I seen. And that's when Meliodas looks at the boy and says, it's kind of shocked you guys never heard of us, considering our worlds are technically linked. But without further ado, let me just introduce myself. They call me Meliodas. I'm the demon sin of wrath. And now, you're going to be one of us. The 8th sin. But with that, I'm leaving this here. Please tell me how I did. Tell me if you want me to continue this idea. And I appreciate the people who, wanted me to push past, just the generalization of what ifs and dive into deeper, more richer forms of anime. And I promise you, I will try as hard as I can not to let you guys down. Thank you, and stay perfect. 歩き慣れてきた日々も問うた夢は安泰な話だが刺激不足はにたらたら照らすは闇の差の歩き慣れていた道はどこだ時はたまにじゃったが曇りに包まれたが思い当たったシルエの方へ思い出すは優しいね